In 1982, John Carpenter and his cult classic The Thing introduced us to an intergalactic creature that could imitate any living being with a single touch and create a ruckus of unimaginable magnitude. But this video isn't about that shape-shifting creature. It's about that extraterrestrial being that was carrying the Thing on their spaceship. Stunned? Confused? Don't worry, we never had a clue that the so-called The Thing could have been piloted by some other creature, which might be from a superior race unknown to mankind. Don't worry, all your doubts and confusion about this extraterrestrial creature will be resolved by the end of this video. So grab your favorite snacks, put on your headphones, and let's dive into one of the craziest and most thrilling explorations in the history of our channel. But before we get into this explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to the channel. It's a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. What we saw in the movies, both the 1982 original and the 2011 prequel. In the opening seconds of the 1982 movie, we see a mysterious spacecraft tear through the atmosphere and enter the Earth's surface. Later, the camera panned to the frozen isolation of Antarctica, where a Norwegian helicopter was chasing down a sled dog. Inside the helicopter, there were two men, one of whom was piloting it, and the other was trying to hunt down the sled dog with a semi-automatic rifle. But before they could kill the dog, it reached Outpost 31, the U.S. Antarctic Research Center. The helicopter landed, and the two men came out to kill the dog. The pilot used an explosive, but a single mistake blew him and the helicopter into ashes. The other man proceeded towards the Americans with his rifle, but the confused Americans shot the agitated Norwegian man and saved the dog without knowing that they had just signed their inevitable doom. That's because inside the dog was the Thing, a creature that could metamorphose into any creature and wreak havoc to the greatest degree. After an initial investigation and discussions, the Americans concluded that the men were from the Norwegian base, so they decided to investigate that base. Thule, pilot, McCready, and Dr. Copper reached the Norwegian base and discovered burned bodies and a malformed humanoid corpse. They brought the corpses to the base, and biologist Blair's autopsy revealed that those bodies had normal human organs, even though they were collected in deformed form. Later, the seemingly harmless dog was kept in the kennel, where he transformed into his The Thing form and tried to absorb other dogs. However, one of the team members used a flamethrower to incinerate the creature. Blair then autopsied the dog and discovered that it's an alien species that could perform perfect imitations of the organism with which it comes into contact. Further clues from the Norwegian base led the Americans to a buried UFO, estimated to have crashed over 100,000 years ago, and it remained in a frozen state ever since. Later, paranoia spread across the entire facility as one team member after another was assimilated with the Thing, which had made inroads into the facility through the corpses brought from the Norwegian base. McCready proposed a blood test to identify the alien imitating his team members. The test exposed Palmer, one of the team members, to have been assimilated with the Thing. McCready incinerated him with the flamethrower, just like they did with the dog. Later, Blair was revealed to have become assimilated with the Thing as well and built a small escape spacecraft. McCready had no other option other than to blow up the entire research facility to kill the Blair Thing. McCready destroyed the facility with dynamite, killing the Blair Thing in the process. However, many facts about the alien species remained unknown to the audience, like how the Norwegians found the Thing. What was the condition of the Thing when it was discovered? What happened at the Norwegian base? Many facts were clarified with the release of its prequel in 2011. The movie showed that the Norwegian scientists discovered the alien spacecraft in 1982. Inside, they found a frozen alien corpse. They brought the corpse to their base as it was the greatest find in human history, but their happiness was cut short as the ice cracked open and the Thing escaped. Chaos ensues when the Thing begins assimilating with one crew member after another, just like the OG. Later, an autopsy helped the team discover the truth about the Thing, that it can perfectly imitate the cells of other living beings. Later, Kate, the American paleontologist who joined the team for the excavation, discovered that the Thing can't copy inorganic materials, so she proposed a test that would expose any team member with whom the Thing had assimilated. Her test turned out to be successful as it exposed many of the team members. Kate, along with the pilot Carter, destroyed the team members with whom the Thing had assimilated. Later, Kate discovered that even Carter had been infected and killed him as well and escaped to the Soviet base, which was roughly 50 miles away. The next morning, Matthias, the pilot of Thule's helicopter, returned to the station and was horrified to witness the deformed dead bodies. He found Lars, a crew member who was hiding in safety, and both of them saw Lars's dog emerge and run away. It was the same sled dog that was shown in the sequel, but Lars knew that his dog had been found dead when the team was searching for the escaped alien, so both of them knew that that dog was none other than the Thing itself and started chasing it down, setting the opening events of the 1982 movie into action. But how does the pilot alien come into the picture in this narrative? What evidence do we have to support that the pilot alien was the one who was carrying the Thing on the spaceship? Firstly, when we saw the opening scene, we witnessed that the spacecraft wasn't making a smooth landing, but was spiraling out of control, as if something catastrophic had happened on board. This sparked our interest in exploring the possible theories behind the spacecraft's chaotic descent, as it could never be the result of an intelligent pilot's actions, and oh boy, we're glad we did. The theories behind the existence of the pilot alien. When we discovered the early drafts and pre-production artwork for the 2011 movie, we found that the film attempted to portray the pilot aliens who built and piloted the doomed spaceship. The makers envisioned the creature as being around 12 to 16 feet tall with a biomechanical appearance. The head of the creature had vertically placed eyes with a biomechanical breathing apparatus and elongated arms. The pilot seemed to control all the functions of its spacecraft through the tubes connected to the bioports on its back, which transmitted signals to the ship. The makers also envisioned the pilot aliens as a race that loved collecting specimens from different planets through their zoological expeditions and storing them in small containers. There is a high probability that they caught the Thing or some other creature infected by the Thing from one of their expeditions, but unfortunately, the Thing broke free and killed all the pilot alien members who were flying the spaceship. This explains the uncanny crash landing of the spaceship. Later, due to extreme weather conditions, the Thing froze when it tried to escape from the spaceship until it was found by the Norwegians. Other reports or articles suggest that the pilot aliens were directly inspired or a reference to the space jockeys from the 1979 movie Alien. However, the bigger news was that the makers had planned 3 versions of the pilot alien for the film, but none made it into the final cut, and they had to settle for a glowing geometric hologram. But why was such an interesting creature and innovative idea scrapped? With amalgamated dynamics and jaw-dropping animatronics, the biomechanical pilot alien was all ready to step onto the screen and terrify viewers, just like the Thing did in the sequel. Unfortunately, test audiences were so confused by the inclusion of this creature that many thought it was the original form of the Thing. Others thought that the creature revealed too much about the universe. The makers were taken aback by the poor reception and decided to drop the creature from the final cut, using only a glowing hologram to represent its presence. Some reports even claim that financial constraints also played an integral role in the omission of the creature from the film. But what was the pilot's original goal? We've formulated all the theories related to the pilot alien. If we consider all of our speculations true, then why did they capture the Thing? Was it just for samples? Was it to create life forms on another planet? Or was it to initiate a plan that had the potential to change the entire universe forever? Some fans even draw interesting parallels between the pilot's overall character sketch with the engineers from Prometheus, beings who build and destroy life blocks for the sake of knowledge. But nobody knows the true intention of the pilot aliens, whether they were friends or foes for humankind. Unless a new movie delves deeper into the life of pilot aliens, we may not get all the answers to our questions and speculations. Marvelous conclusion! Unfortunately, that's the end of our video, guys, but before we part ways, we'd like to know what you think about the pilot aliens. What are they really, and what were they doing on Earth? Should these questions be answered in further installments in the Thing universe, or not? Is the mystery kind of the point of movies like these? We want to hear your thoughts in the comments section down below, and also let us know if we missed any interesting theories about the pilot. Until next time, thanks for watching, stay safe out there, and have a marvelous day.